Hello. I am really excited to do this live. Don't know how well Instagram is going to work with me because y'all already know that I've had my own little struggles with the IG happening. So we'll see. We'll see how much this gets pushed out. But I am really excited to do this call to kind of tell you a little bit about the products because I'm obsessed with Monet's products. So, wow, it's already gotten to like, I'm going to get so distracted. It's already gotten to over 100. I think that's the most I've ever had on a live in I don't know how long. Love little Instagram. But, so I'll tell you a little bit about me. I've actually sold, and I have my notes pulled up because my ADHD will literally, I'll be squirrel brain the whole entire time. But I have sold $1 million personally in sales. So I have personally, me, myself, and I have sold over $1 million with these products. I also make multiple 5 figures a month from just selling the product. And it's honestly because the product is so good. It performs. They are just that good. And I actually started this business with less than 300 followers on Instagram and 0 on the old clock app. Okay. So very I had to kind of build up everything. You know, I didn't have this hair. I'm going to show you my before hair. With my little Disney ears going on because I used to live in Los Angeles. Here we go. Let's see. This is my before photo. This is day 1 freshly styled hair. Okay. It was breaking all the time. It was flat. It was lacking density. I was actually personally, so I was a bartender and I was going to school full time. So I was a full-time student. I was working over 100 hours a week between my internship, my schooling, and my bartending job. And I was losing hair from stress. I was losing hair, tension from, being in a bun. So right here and these sides, my hairline was all the way back here. It was bad. And of course, dealing with my own illness, which is a whole other thing. You can go check out my mold toxicity highlight. But, I was very self-conscious with my hair. I also used to get made fun of for my hair in elementary school and in junior high all the time because of the hair color. So it just I don't know, I really needed confidence in my hair. So something I really love about Monat is that they are clean. You can go to the Yuka app and look up all the products. 99% of them are all green. And you can do that for any other brand. You can do that for any brand on the market. Just go to the Yuka app, look it up. You can see where the ingredients are, all of that stuff, okay? They're also small batch manufacturing. They are direct to consumer. They're formulated with reverse osmosis water. And this is really cool because a lot of people don't even know what reverse osmosis water does. So it actually acts as a sponge to absorb all the environmental pollutants, different things on your hair strands and on your scalp. 1, 2, it magnifies the product. And 3, it actually, in the manufacturing process, absorbs any, if there are contaminants or anything, which we triple check in the manufacturing process, but it absorbs it. So it's highest quality water you can use in beauty products. They're also vegan. And they're Leaping Bunny approved, which is the international standard for being cruelty-free. If you don't know what that is, essentially any brand can say that they're cruelty-free. So if I were to make for example, if this were a product and I were to just make it right here, cruelty-free, not tested on animals. But that doesn't mean the ingredients where they sourced are cruelty-free. When you're Leaping Bunny approved, that means even the ingredients you source from are cruelty-free. We have sold, I have these numbers pulled up. We have sold over 111,690,164 products since 2019. We do not pay to play. Meaning we don't have to pay for our awards. We've actually won 80 beauty awards. Some of those includes Oprah Daily Editor's Choice Award, Beauty Shortlist Award, Fashion Winners Award, and 2017 Stevie Gold Winner Award. We own our own lab and manufacturing plant, and this is really cool. 70% of our revenue actually comes from customers, not distributors. Of course, distributors are buying the product if they absolutely love it, like me. Absolutely love it. And it's really cool. So I'm just going to go into a little bit of some of the ingredients, and I'll go into some other like statistics and stuff. I'll also provide the safety result testing, the clinical trials, all of that stuff in the caption after this, so you guys have those links and have those receipts. So a lot of the time, so we're actually EU beauty standard, all right? But we're made in America, which is really cool, and that's something near and dear to my heart. My fiance serves, he's military. And so the fact that we are an American-made company, but we're EU beauty standards is huge, because if you don't know, in America, there's only 11 chemicals that are regulated in beauty products. In Europe, there's over 1,300. So it's a big deal to be European beauty standard, okay? So there is a fragrance label on our products. So the fragrances used in formulation have ingredients that adhere to the IFRA, which is the International Fragrance Association, and the RIFM, which is the Research Institute of Fragrance Materials, for standards for safety. So the fragrances are essentially all like essential oils, things like that. And the reason why in America it's like when you see fragrance on a label, you're like, gotta be careful of that, is because of the problem with a petroleum derivative being in a fragrance. We don't use any petroleum in our products. So common sense right there. But the IFRA standards form the basis for the globally accepted and recognized risk management system for the safe use of fragrance ingredients and are part of the code of practice. The purpose of the RIFM safety assessment, can I speak? No, is to assure the safe use of fragrance materials in consumer products. Assessments of the data supporting the safe use of fragrance materials follow the updated criteria document. This document provides guidance on conducting safety assessments and is designed to incorporate the best science to appropriately evaluate fragrance ingredients used in the latest testing strategies and methods. Okay? Another really cool ingredient we have is Capixyl. Now, there's other formulations of Capixyl, all that stuff, like it's a ingredient that's used in other products, other brands, but the formulation of the Capixyl is what differentiates between all of it. So I actually got this from a family nurse practitioner who actually works in functional medicine and traditional medicine as well. So she has seen a very large spectrum of supplements and medications over the years. So red clover is not something to be taken orally, all right? It is a phytoestrogen, and this means it's naturally occurring estrogen from a plant source, and it's not synthetic. So I'm gonna also preface this by saying that I have to be extremely careful when it comes to things like this, because my mold situation causes me to have high estrogen problems. So I've had to do research in this. I've had to ask my health coach about this and all these kind of things. But anyways, so phytoestrogens are actually not inherently bad. There are tons of food sources that have them. This includes soy products, flax and sesame seeds, oats and barleys, beans, yams, rice, apples, carrots, coffee. The potential risk of a phytoestrogen occurs when you are ingesting copious amounts, and unless you're drinking your shampoo, which I really hope you're not, you're okay. Capixyl is a proprietary blend, and that's not even 100% red clover to start with. The amount of red clover used to manufacture Capixyl is about 0.02 to 0.03%. And Monat uses anything between 1 to 5% maximum in the final products, okay? We deal with worldwide renowned vendors, and we follow CGMP and have constant FDA inspections. In fact, we just had an FDA inspection about a year and a half ago, and we passed. We're good. Our R&D team and the QC teams work with some of the biggest companies worldwide to ensure the effectiveness and safety of our products. We're also an ISO 9001 company. And we are officially the #1 premium hair care brand in the world. And that's not just me saying that. Okay, this comes from Euromonitor International, which is the world's leading provider of global business intelligence, market analysis, and consumer insight. They actually partner with top global brands to provide like the right reports, the right insights, and customer solutions to support decisions and help other companies grow their business, which is really, really, really cool. So we actually, this is from Gene Heading, who is the executive VP of B&R Products, and has been for decades, okay? So he said that B&R is committed to formulation fidelity. We have the highest quality, consistency value, and science in the raw materials. And he also said that if the raw materials are not perfect, they do not put the products, they do not do anything, like they do not formulate the product, period, end of story. There's no exceptions for it. We've also gone through rigorous third-party testing, and I want to make this extremely clear, all right? Again, I'll put the third-party testing below and the safety results, all that, all of our clinical trials, all of it. But neither the law nor the FDA regulations require specific tests to demonstrate the safety of individual products or ingredients. That is not required for companies to do that. And it's kind of scary if you think about it. Like, you know, there was like going on a shelf, you know? And a lot of companies don't do this because the price and the cost that go within these testings. But, you know, Monate floored the bill. They were like, all right, let's do it. They put the testing up there. And these third-party testing are actually blind studies. And they're including toxicology reports as well. All right? Nobody else has our formulations, period, end of story. That's also another thing that came from the manufacturer, okay? And they do not compromise the integrity of the ingredients, of course. And so EU beauty standards are constantly evolving. They're constantly changing. There's constantly, like, it's honestly incredible because in America, it was almost 80 years till we had a law passed that really had anything to do with ingredients and hair care products, which is kind of gross if you think about that, okay? So they're constantly changing. Fragrances are constantly changing. There's constantly being new studies. There was an ingredient, Lilo, I think that's how you pronounce it. It was banned in March 2022 in the EU. So it was removed from all Monate products. The FDA does allow a certain amount of time for companies to deplete their inventory of bottles containing it, having it on the ingredient list, as long as it's not in the manufacturing plant. It hasn't been in the bottle for years. And Jem Singer, who is the head of R&D in microbiology, he says that it's actually harder to change a whole product than it is to just create a whole new one. Like changing the formula, taking out one ingredient, putting in another. And that's also like on a chemist level too. You have like the intricacy of how you balance all the different ingredients is insane. And you know, like obviously the products perform. Okay, obviously they perform. I have over 3,400 clients who use and love the products. They reorder the products. You can check out the reviews highlight that I have. But that's like, I know that was like a lot of like scientific info, but it's because the products are so high quality. There's nothing like them on the market. And I'm actually a certified hair and scalp expert with the American Medical Certification Association and the US Trichology Institute. This is a certification outside of Monate. It's something I personally invested in because I was interested in knowing more about scalp and hair health. I was interested in just, you know, learning more about that. And so I've been able to study different ingredients. I've been able to study different formulations of different products all over the world, all over in the market, and there's nothing that comes close to Monate products and the like cleanliness. That's not the term. Like the clean integrity part of them, and the performance, which is huge. They're clean and they perform. But yes, I am really excited to start this series. And the next episode will be tomorrow at 8 p.m. with Joe Siegel. I'll tag her IG below. It is at Joe_Siegel. And yeah, it's gonna be a good one. So I am extremely excited, and I can't wait for you guys to get some more education on the products, on just like money in general. So have a good night, guys. Bye.